Good morning. It's the morning after. Lubo reflecting on the Tottenham Hotspur transfer window for the summer of 25-26 season. Well, lots to go through. Ended with Bilbao, new manager came through, started July the 1st with the team. And what have we got so far? We started off with loan periods at the end of June with Højbjerg finishing and going out on a £17 million deal, and we had Werner going back to Leipzig. Thank goodness. Coming in was Danso with the money. Basically, I think it was around 21 million. So pretty much the Højbjerg money paid for Danso, and Tell had a pretty much a loan with an obligation to buy subject to Tell's approval, which was what was widely reported, and Tell signed. This was all down to him, and he wanted to join. So another 29 million on top of the 10 million that had been paid out for the loan fee. Another 29 million went down. So we're looking now at a 39 million pound fee for Matthias Tell. Moving on to players, we started off with really good start. Initially, we had Sakai for 5 million. Not sure what all the videos look really good, but nobody's seen him as yet. And plantar fasciitis, which is a heel issue, has stopped him from training with the club. And it could be several weeks now before he actually starts getting back into things properly. It could be a couple of months or so before we actually see him. So Sakai joins at the end of 1 week. A few days later, Mohamed Kudus came in. Spurs took advantage of the fact that West Ham needed some money. They got him at for me, a really good deal at £55 million. And Kudus came in, and within 24 hours, it seemed we had Morgan Gibbs-White on a 60 million plus release fee from Nottingham Forest. Unfortunately, things went wrong. It'd be very interesting to hear what the actual true story is. Needless to say, Spurs hung around for 2 weeks. Things didn't get sorted before the whole episode came to a close. So we moved on. Again, nothing much happened. Then you hear from Thomas Frank that the data analysis, recruitment style that he was used to at Brentford, that he put together with his team at Brentford for 7 years, was very different to the one that Spurs had. And as Frank came out in an interview, he said that things were not aligning. So, hence, another few weeks went by, and then you had an opportunity came up with Xavi Simons, who was expecting Chelsea to sign him up pretty much for the whole window. Chelsea decided to go for Garnacho, and which, if I was Simons, obviously I would have been quite upset. This meant that Simons then cleared his mind and was open to a move to Spurs. And to the club's credit, this was tied up very, very quickly. So Simons has come in for pretty much just under 52 or just over 52 million pounds, 60 million euros, which for me is a really, really exciting signing. Along with Kudus, I think they will be absolutely superb. In between Kudus and Simons, we got Polinia on a 1-year loan with an option to buy. Again, he hadn't had much football, played really well at PSG, till obviously lack of match fitness got the better of him with cramp, and came back, played really well against Man City. And I think he will, over the next few weeks, Saturday wasn't great, but Polinia will come through, and I think will be a superb buy. It's the number 6 that we missed terribly over the last 2 seasons. Which brings us up to yesterday and Kolo Muani. So again, a player very good player, PSG player, was on loan at Juventus last season, scored 13 in 20 games, which is a fair record, a lot better than some of the reports I was reading. The stats say it all. We managed to get Muani on a 1-season loan. Not sure what that's all about. Will he be joining at the end of next season? Will there be discussions? Maybe Moani's at the stage of his career where he wants to see what's around, wants to see how he gets on at Spurs, whether Spurs are ambitious or not. So that's left open, and we'll see what happens. Personally, I've been told by somebody who claims to be in the know that Harry Kane is coming back. Let's see, that will be absolutely fantastic. If we did get Kane, Kane obviously wants to come back, wants to break the Premier League goal scoring record, and wouldn't it be good if he came back to the lane to do it? So so that brings us up to date. So looking back over the window, we gained a 6, we gained a 7, we gained a 9, which I'm sure the 9/11, which I'm sure Moani came in, which was triggered by Solanke's injury, which we're not told how long he's out for, but we've been told it's a serious injury. And we've got Simmons here, who personally, as I said on last night's show, gives me GAZZA vibes a bit. The way he gets the ball, drifts past players, he's a bit of a free spirit. So it'd be very interesting to see whether Frank plays him in the same way that Venables played GAZZA. You know, as I say, free reign behind the front line, putting players through, creating stuff, also going through himself. So that was quite exciting. The one negative, big negative, really was we didn't replace Sonny. So we've got a really weak side at number 11. We've literally got a choice of Johnson, Tell or Odebear. Odebear, for me, will come good. Tell, God knows why we bought him. Johnson, I scratch my head sometimes. He puts the ball in the back of the net, which is the hardest thing to do. But outside of that, he really doesn't do much. So you come to the conclusion that overall, in terms of the actual buying of players and the calibre of players that we bought, I would personally give that a 7 out of 10. In terms of the planning and strategy, again, for transfers for Tottenham Hotspur, it's been really hit and miss. We bought 2 players, we've got 2 on loan. Moani and Simmons were opportunistic buys. We didn't expect them. Moani thought he was going to Juventus, Simmons thought he was going to Chelsea, but full marks to the club for coming through and picking them up. When they became available, Spurs moved quickly, so full marks to the club there. Just feel that we're a bit short in several positions still, and I think a lot of this is down to the fact that, as I said before, beginning of August, early August, Frank said that things weren't, in terms of the recruitment and aligning, weren't coming together the way he wanted. I just feel now, hopefully, that Frank has got everything in place. He's bringing in the players that he wants. As we can see, the calibre of the players, the 4 players that have come in, are much better than the previous year when it was just Solanke and 4 kids. And hopefully, moving on, there's only so much you can do in one window. There is a hell of a lot to do. When you look at the squad, unfortunately, we're very short in terms of real quality, and the top 4 have pulled away with the transfer windows that they have had this summer. So we're looking at maybe 5th place tops, and hopefully players can stay injury free. We'll have Kulu back and Dragusin back around Christmas or just after. Maddison, I think, is out for the season. So are we stronger?